So I almost had an altercation earlier, and this was at Burlington. So what had happened is I went to Burlington to do my usual shopping, and basically I went to the cologne section. I gathered up this, which is these two right here, which is the main, star of the show here. And basically what had happened was, I also had these two, by the way, but these don't matter so much. What had happened is I saw them and I put them to the side. Shouldn't have done that. I should have just purchased them, went to my car, put them away, went back to Burlington to use the restroom. But what had happened was I left them all piled up together. So these were like next to each other, basically, like so. And I finished using the restroom and I come back to the cologne section. Before I reach the cologne section, I'm like by the line, and I hear this one guy talking to his other friend or buddy or acquaintance or something like that, someone he knows. And basically he's talking to him about the camera, actually. So he's talking about this fragrance right here. He was saying how he was looking for this fragrance, and that him and his girlfriend really like this fragrance. And he also said that basically these fragrances right here are like top tier. So I didn't know what he was talking about, but I kind of had a hint. I had it in my mind that he was talking about these over, this one, because there was two of these as well, and they were like side by side. So I didn't know what he was talking about. So I pull up to where I put these fragrances at, right? And I only see one of these. I'm like, what the heck? What happened to the other one? So at that point in time, I figured he knew about that. So he's the one that was talking about these. But I didn't see the fragrance in his hands. He didn't have it in his cart. So I look around and I look up and I'm like, oh, there it is. So at that same time, me and that guy look at that fragrance at the same time, but I grab it first. So I grabbed it first after grabbing this one and the other two that I have here, the diesels. And basically the guy, he kind of gets upset. He's like, hey man, I already claimed that, so that's why it's up there. And I told him, nah man, I claimed this before you because I went to go use the restroom, and that's why they were all bundled together. So I go about my day and I say, fuck you man, basically. I didn't tell him that, but I basically said, screw you, I'm about to purchase this now. So I went to the line, and the guy, he's like having a tantrum. He's like complaining and stuff. He's like, oh, do you really need two? Why don't you just like buy just one or something? And he just started complaining and stuff. And I told him, hey man, I don't want to talk to you. So at this point, he's just talking trash, and I'm in line for like 2 minutes trying to get away from him. And basically there's a lady walking by, and she asked him if he's in line, and the guy's like, no, I'm not in line, I'm just looking around still. I had a cologne that I was gonna buy, but that guy over there, and he's talking about me in the line right there, he took it saying he went to the restroom and he's coming back for them or something. And I'm like, yeah, that's basically what happened. But I didn't say anything. I just kept to my word. I told him I don't want to talk to you, so I didn't say anything afterwards. And he also got upset about that. He was saying, oh, at least talk to me, at least say something. I'm like, I just ignored him. But he was a big dude. He was a darker skinned guy, about 6 foot, pretty beefy. I want to no smoke with that guy. But if it came down to it, I would have been able to, stand my own. But I'm not a violent guy. I don't believe in justifying violence for answers. And with that being said, I came out on top and got these. I was gonna tell them just buy it online. It's like the same price online, $35. But the only reason why I didn't want to buy it online is because I've had bad experiences with online. I didn't tell them all this, by the way, but I've had bad experiences with. Oh, look at this. This looks like it's been opened before, and they just put some tape over it. You see that tape right there? What the heck? Anyways, the thing with this one is that I had to buy it at Burlington because it expires, and it was produced on the 9th. So if you can see that. So it was just produced last year on the 2024 for September. So with that being said, I figured it's gonna be like a more fresher bottle. So I had to jump the gun and I had to get both of them. I was meaning to have extras of these anyways. To that guy's defense, yeah, I could have been a little nice and I could have like let him have at least one of them. But honestly, it's fair game, If you didn't have it in your cart and it's on the rack, it's anybody's fragrance to pick from. I mean, come on, man. It's not like I grabbed it from the rack and then tried to take it. No, let me rephrase that. So it's not like I grabbed it from the rack, right? And then you try to take it away from my hands, which is basically what you did, and you were claiming I was doing that. So I don't know if you're ever gonna watch this. I highly doubt it. But I'm sorry, man. It just is what it is. You know, you should have thought more strategically, and I should have thought more strategically. So both of us learned a story here in the end, a very good moral, and that is, if you go to a fragrance store and you see a fragrance, don't leave it there, because if you leave it there, someone else is going to be interested, and that's kind of what happened. So in the end, I was able to get away from him, and I'm glad I did. I didn't want to aggravate him. You know, it was tough luck, his loss. And yeah, I was happy when I got to my car, because I knew he didn't chase me down or nothing. I was expecting to get jumped or something, even robbed possibly over some fragrances. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, the guy threw a tantrum, and I wanted to share the story because this is like a life lesson that I learned, and it would be nice for other people to have this life lesson, you know, told to them. So make sure you like, subscribe, comments, all that good stuff. It really helps me put me into the algorithm, and I would extremely appreciate all the support and all that stuff, especially since I just dropped close to like $100, like not even close to $100. It was $100. It was like $120 for these fragrances. And you know, hey, I gotta make sure I can pay stuff off too, you know. So these fragrances are putting a dent in my wallets, and blind buying them like this one and this one right here just kind of wasn't the right move, honestly. Because they smell good and whatnot, but I thought they would smell better. And Diesel, cool designs, cool bottles, cool boxes even, but the actual juice isn't up to par. And I'm sorry to say it, but we don't know just yet. Until I've reviewed this one, until I've worn this constantly, I can't say I dislike it, because that's what I thought about the camera. When I first got this fragrance, I didn't like it. I thought it smelled kind of like a candle, but I figured, why would anyone want to smell like a candle? But then it grew on me, and now I am a giant fan. I gave it a 10 out of 10. So these two could always have the possibility of a comeback. So I'm not knocking these. If you're a Diesel fanboy, don't worry. I'm not gonna like give these a bad review unless I need to. So hit that like, subscribe, comments, all that good stuff. Let me know, do you guys think I was in the wrong? And bye.